Amazing, is it not?
Thank you, Richard Haydn.
Well, men, in your letters to command performance, you ask for the best, and you'll continue to get it until that duration becomes reality. And that's why tonight, in answer to those letters from Australia, Trinidad, and the Canal Zone, from ships in the Pacific and the Atlantic, from you men on the islands out there west of the West Coast, from pilots and bombardiers, from men in the tank corps and infantry, and hundreds more, your country's greatest violinist, Jascha Heifetz. By worldwide command of the AEF, accompanied by Emanuel Bay, Mr. Heifetz plays Schubert's Ave Maria. his concluding selection, Mr. Heifetz plays Drigo's Valse Bluette. Thank you, Jascha Heifetz, on behalf of Uncle Sam's fighting men throughout the world. You know, fellas, it's seldom that one program, a program there's so much music on, an abundance of musical genius. You've just heard the world's greatest violinist, Jascha Heifetz, and now standing before me is another great violinist. I'm sure you'll all be thrilled to hear him.
Well, I hope so.
That great American violin virtuoso, Jack Benny.
Thank you, Edward Arnold. You know, fellas, I'm in a terribly embarrassed position tonight, as it just so happens, well, you may not believe this, but the two numbers that I had prepared for this evening were the same two numbers that Mr. Heifetz chose to play. When I heard Mr. Heifetz play the first number, I said to myself, oh, Jack, this is just a coincidence. I still have one more. But when I heard him play the second one, I damn near swooned. Of course, our technique is entirely different. You see, Mr. Heifetz is more of a straight violinist, whereas I go in for novelties. In fact, last week, at a benefit performance, I played a beautiful song called When the Swallows Return to Capistrano. This was quite novel, as I had a string attached to the little finger of my bow arm. And in this number, When the Swallows Return to Capistrano, as I would draw my bow to and fro across the violin, it would ring a mission bell. I also gulped frequently to indicate swallows. Oh, people are still talking about it. Of course, fellas, I'd like to point out, as long as I have to play on the program this evening, is that at least Mr. Heifetz's violin and mine are entirely different. You see, Mr. Heifetz has an Italian violin. I believe it's a Stradivarius. I bought mine at 3rd and Main. I got a hell of a buy on it. Of course, I'm in kind of a spot now. I hardly know what to do, as both of my selections have been, shall I say, nipped by Mr. Heifetz. Let's see. Mr. Heifetz. Mr. Heifetz.
Yes.
Mr. Heifetz, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Benny.
Benny?
Yes, Jack Benny. I'm a violinist, too, you know.
Oh, yes. You're a radio comedian, aren't you?
Oh, well, I do dabble in radio occasionally, but my real talent lies in the field of music. And incidentally, I do want to congratulate you on your rendition of those two selections.
Thank you so much.
which I had intended to play.
Well, I'm sorry that happened. If you'd spoken to me before this program, I could have substituted other numbers.
Well, it doesn't really make any difference because I have other numbers up my sleeve, too, brother. But I was just thinking, Mr. Heifetz, rather than playing a solo, it might be a good idea if we played a duet together. What the hell are you laughing at? What do you say?
Why, I think that would be rather amusing. Is there anything in particular you would care to suggest?
Oh, I don't know. I'll leave that to you, Mr. Heifetz. What would you suggest?
Well, let's see. How about Paganini's Perpetuum Mobile?
Well, what was that? What was that, Mr. Heifetz?
Paganini.
Paganini's
Paganini.
Perpetuum Mobile. Oh. Well, I'll tell you the truth, Mr. Heifetz, that song has been done to death. Isn't there something else you could suggest? I mean, something?
Yes, I suppose so. Let's see. How about the Saint-Saëns introduction and Rondo Capriccioso?
Well,
you know,
the Saint-Saëns.
Saint-Saëns.
The Saint-Saëns.
You know.
Yes, I see. I don't know. That number never seemed to get anywhere. I mean, people don't hum it, you know? Look, Mr. Heifetz, how about our playing Love in Bloomiocio? It's very catchy.
Blooming what?
Love in Bloomiocio.
Love in Bloomio?
Yeah.
Bloomiocio. I don't believe I know that one.
He's supposed to be a great violinist. Well, look, Mr. Heifetz, let's you and I play. I have a suggestion. We'll play McDowell's to a Wild Rose. How would that be?
McDowell's to Wild Rose?
Yeah, you know, Jeanette McDowell's to a Wild Rose. Oh. Shall we?
Yes. But, unfortunately, I haven't rehearsed that number in years.
Good. Now, look, Mr. Heifetz, you take the first strain, I'll take the second, and we'll alternate throughout the number. And then, could I have A, please? So what thing is this? That's close enough, I think. We have an introduction. You take the first strain, will you, Mr. Heifetz?
Thank you.
If you please. Yes, thank you. McDowell's to Wild Rose. An introduction, please. If you please, Mr. Heifetz.
Thank you.
I'll take it from here. Honest, folks, can you tell the difference? Continue, Mr. Heifetz, please.
How am I doing, Mr. Benny?
Very good, Mr. Oh, pardon me, Mr. Heifetz. I believe right there in that last strain.
Quite finished. Just now.
Oh, I see. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But, look, I didn't mean to interrupt there, but look, Mr. Heifetz, I did think in that last strain, if I remember correctly, you should have played it in double stops. May I show you? May I show you what I meant in that? Something like this. See what I mean there?
Much better.
Much better.
Much better.
I have a little cadenza in here.
Go ahead.
How was that?
Shall we continue?
Yeah. I'll G-string it here a little bit. I bet you thought I was going to be lousy, didn't you?
Thank you, Jascha Heifetz and Jack Benny.